Hello, this is Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting. Thank you for joining me today. Hope you're well. It's great to have you here watching my little video. Today I'm bringing you the card that I made for my lovely customers back in September. Really late sending these packages out. I do need to apologise to them all. But as most of you know, I was out of action for quite a bit of October, so didn't get a chance to do these before, so they have now gone out, but really late, so sorry about that. Anyway, these are the cards that I sent using the lovely cup of tea stamp set and the matching dies, which are lovely. So a lot of stamping and die cutting on here, so I'm going to show you exactly what I did, starting with a card base. My card blank is Tahitian Tide. Love, love, love this colour. It's one of our in colours for the next 2 years. Well, 18 months really now, I guess. So normal size. So this measures, I'll just tell you, it's 14.5, this one. So sometimes I do 14.5, sometimes I do 15. You can't quite get to 15, to a card blanks that measures 15 from a sheet of A4. So one I use 15, one I use 14.5. Just makes measuring the mats a lot easier than using point something of a centimetre. So that's our card blank. Now to start with, what I did was a little bit of blending behind there with one of our blending brushes. So I'm just going to bring in a bit of paper so that I can use that to take off too much colour. My Mango Melody stamp pad and a panel of basic white. Oh gosh, I still want to say whisper white. So take some colour with your blending brush. I usually take off the most of it on the scrap paper. Start very lightly, don't apply too much pressure, and then gradually add a bit more pressure and a bit more colour, and that way you get a really nice subtle colouring, but not too much. Remember, you can always put more colour on, you can't take it off. So one more time, take the most of the colour off, start very lightly, and then gradually add a bit more depth. And I think that is all I needed to do. That's all I need to do for this. So we've just got a very subtle coloured background there. Really wonderful, our blending brushes. If you haven't already got them, you get 3 in a pack for, I want to say $11.50, something like that, but really good. They're just loads and loads of tiny filaments, so give a really lovely smooth image. Right, this now I've got to cut down because it's going on the front of our card, and it's going to be cut down to 10. So I want it to be 10s, but I want the blending to be in the middle. So could have cut this down before I started actually, which might have made more sense. I'm still not quite back, remembering how it seems so long since I'd done videos before I started today. I'm still not quite back in the swing, but I am getting there. You'll be glad to know. Right, and this was 14.5, so we're going to trim a bit off the top. Actually, I'm going to trim quite a bit off there. Trim that off. Yeah. Like I said, start with the right size, and you can make sure your blending is in the middle. That's not bad, actually. I might trim another little bit off here. So I want it to go down to 14, basically. The card blank measures 14.5, so this needs to measure 14. So it's going to have a small 2.5mm border all the way around. There we are. Like so. So that is going to layer onto there. Perfect. Like that. So I'm just going to I'm going to get rid of these bits. I'm just going to take my bone folder and flatten out the edges because the trimmer gives a little bit of a ridge. Now, I don't see other demonstrators doing this, but it does annoy me, so my OCD coming out. Right, and then we're going to layer this on top of our card blank like so. Trying to get all the borders straight and even. Yep, so a little bit of glue. This is just Tombow in a fine tip dispenser so that you get a fine line of glue. You can of course spread it out. Where's my spreader? Silicone brush, this is called, in the makeup section in Amazon Cosmetics. But my friend Jez got me that, and it's been very, very useful. So you can spread it out so you get a very fine layer of glue. The only trouble is it doesn't give you quite so much wiggle room because it's a thin layer of glue, so it's going to dry a lot quicker. So you have to be quite certain that you're positioning your... Why am I doing that? I'm going to do it this way then, because that seems to be not a very fine border around here. That's better. Except it doesn't actually look very straight. Maybe my card blank isn't straight. Try again. Straight. At least we'll have one side straight, even if the other one doesn't look terribly straight. There we are. That'll do. Not perfect, but hey ho. Right then, we've got a lot of stamped and die cut images on here. So I'm going to do all those at once and go through once in the die cutter. So I've got a piece of cardstock somewhere. Here it is. And this is cut so that it will go through my mini die cutter. So first of all, I'm going to stamp. So if I show you the stamp set, what we're using is the stripy cup, the fern, the foliage, and the lemon slice today. Those are the stamps we're using. So the cup is going to be stamped in Tahitian Tide, like so. And that can go away before I put my hand in it. The frond, the fern, is that a fern? Is going to be stamped in Granny Apple Green. Like so. The foliage is going to be stamped in Pear Pizzazz. You can see I've still got some of the old style stamp pads in my collection. Eventually I'll replace them. And then the lemon slice is going to be stamped in Daffodil Delight. And then I can position all the dies I need and just put this through in one pass through my die cutter. So the dies I need are this one. So just line that up carefully, secure it with a little bit of washi tape, maybe another little bit on the other side. And then I need the frond, if that's what it's called. I'm making up my own terms here. And again, 2 little bits of washi tape to secure that. And the cup is here. And finally the lemon slice, which is this semicircle here. So just line this up. I might be able to get away with just one piece. Right, so they're all in there. I'm just going to scooch my ooh, must have some glue on there, something. Just going to scooch my grid paper out of the way. Oh, the other thing I need to do, actually, while I'm die cutting, is one of the tags as well. Doesn't need to be stamped, but I need one of the bigger tags. So we get 2 tags, these little ones, and this bigger one. I'm using the bigger one today. So I'm just going to scooch that through as well. So line them all up and push them through. Ugh. It's not quite all your die cutting done, but I've actually done the other die cutting that I need to do, so I don't need to do any more today. So we have got the tag, the foliage, the cup, the lemon slice and the frond. There we are. I'm going to put those all to one side while I put this part of the card. So we've got all the bits that we need here. So we can now start putting our card together. Here's our card blank that we made earlier. So we're going to take the teacup, sorry, not the teapot. And I'm just going to cut, got a few there, I'm just going to cut some dimensionals because I don't need these full big ones and they'll last a bit longer if I cut them in half. Don't put them right up the top because we need the foliage to slot in under there, so we don't want any dimensionals to be in the way. But that won't affect it at all, just having them up to there. Just want the very little one to go on the handle just to make sure that that doesn't get squished down. There we go. And then I just eyeball where it needs to go, really, just do it by the look of it. But if you want to measure it, I think it's about 3.5 centimetres up from the bottom of the card. But I'm just going to say that it's going about there. There we go. Then I'm going to take, I've got some Tombow on a tray here because my Tombow glue keeps blocking. I need to sort it out. The one I've got open. I have got another one in the drawer, but I'll just try and sort that one out first because I know it's still got lots of glue in it, but it just keeps clogging for some reason. I've never had that before with Tombow, but hey ho. So the foliage is being glued down straight onto the backing with no dimensionals, but the foliage, the fern, I am going to use dimensionals. So any more halves there? There's one. There we go. Take the backing off there. There we go. And that's going to go, doesn't matter, you can put it on the other side of the cup if you want to. You can have your own arrangement. And then the lemon slice, get rid of all these backings of dimensionals. Gosh, they come up everywhere around my house. Don't know about you, but you know, I'll be hoovering and I think, how did that backing of a dimensional get there? I'm going to use a whole dimensional, just plonk it in the middle of the lemon slice, and that will hold that nice and securely. And that's just going on the other side. So a nice cup of lemon tea with a bit of mint. Do you think that's meant to be mint? Now, I did say to you that I had already done some die cutting, I think. So I'd already die cut from polished pink, some little hearts and a big heart. So where are the dies? Not those ones. Here. So you can cut 3 little hearts with this die. So I just needed to pass that through twice, and then you've got 2 big hearts, but I only needed 1. I used them. So, but before I do them, I'm going to stamp the sentiment so that I know where to position them around the sentiment. So I'm using the thank you from the same set. Thank you. Which is great. I do like it when a sentiment works with the set that I'm using. So I'm just going to stamp that in Memento ink down there, like so. And then I'm just going to put a little, I'm going to use my fine tip glue. This is not a Stampin' Up fine tip tool. This is one I bought off Amazon, but I tend to fill it with Tombow if I want to do really fine work. So I'm just going to put a little dab of glue wherever I want a heart to go. Like so. And then just take these hearts. They do look different on each side because where the die presses them down, they get a bit of a ridge. So you just want to make sure that the sides are nicely bent down, which will give you a better look. So 6 little hearts going around here. And then we're nearly done. There we go. And then we just need to glue the heart to the tag. Like so. And the tag to the cup. And then we're done. I will put a blank sheet of basic white inside here when I'm done. I'm not going to do that on camera. There we go. There's my card, and where's my other pile? Here's a pile of all those cards winging their way out to customers very, very soon from now, but when you watch this they will already have gone. So thank you so much for watching. Hope that's inspired you, might have tempted you to buy this set. If so, all the links are down below. You can go through to my Stampin' Up shop. Thank you to everybody that stamps with me. Thank you everybody that watches me. It's very nice to have you joining me, and I'll be back really soon with another video, so please join me then. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss any of my videos, but I'll be back really soon. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.